Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Go ahead and subscribe and comment down below. Let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of, man. Let's get this thing started. So Sauce Walka mentioned Jay Prince and them for the QC Migos split up after Quavo tells Offset about Takeoff. What y'all gotta understand is that Sauce Walka doesn't want no type of division going on in Houston. He don't want Houston divided. He knows that it's two main groups. It's TSF with Sauce Walka, Sosa Man, all of them. And then the other side is basically Rap-A-Lot Mob Ties with Jay Prince Jr. basically running around with most of the crew along with him because everywhere they go, they 40 deep. And Sauce Walka's seen a lot of things coming and a lot of things happening because he's been up in the mix over there. Because you know how in Houston, like, people know what's really going on. They pay attention to a lot of things. So shout out to Houston. And so all y'all got to understand about how the last time when Offset came to Houston and he was with, trying to connect with everybody, right? And when he went and checked in with Jay Prince Jr., they didn't want to have to go to Sauce Walka when he asked because they don't really mess with Sauce Walka like that. And so what you got to understand is they didn't want to pull up and have Offset meet with them. And so a lot of people are saying, due to the fact that people already know and been talking about how they don't actually mix crowds together like that. They normally don't have Sauce Walka, Jay Prince Jr. and the whole Prince family in the same room. TSF and Mob Ties that like usually aren't together and things like that. They don't do shows together and all that. And so people got their differences and whatnot, right? And so, but see, the thing is that Sauce Walka says he doesn't want to add to the whole problems that's already going on into the community. So what he's trying to do is just get to the bottom of the justice for Takeoff like everybody else, because he wants to make all the other people that want to come and get the opportunities in Houston not have to worry about them having to go check in with Jay Prince Jr., them having to go worry about having to skip around Houston or something like that and go to Dallas instead, which is a lot of people that's doing that already and whatnot. What you got to understand is that what a lot of people is doing is they going over where Charleston White and them is going due to the fact that he's speaking out and everything. And so they don't have that same type of voice and whatnot going down in Houston. It's like mainly the people that's just been running the same town for years and years and years. What you got to understand is that Pimp C's looking down and he's like disappointed, shaking his head. And so is DJ Screw and everybody like that. And they looking down like, man, this is crazy because it's the same people that's just been running the town, taking over. After that, things would have been different if they were still around and whatnot. And so that's what Sauce Walka and them was talking about being that same thing and that same motivation that kept everything in line back then, to where everybody was riding around in slabs, and that started the whole entire culture. Because at one time, Houston was the head of the South and everything like that, until Atlanta started coming into the picture. And then that's when the Migos start popping up, right? And then boom, that's when, when they went and got Drake, Jazz Prince and them, and they seen the Migos coming out of Atlanta, they said, nah, the Houston's got to have the power coming out of the South. And so that's why they took Migos in and everything like that, to end up seeing what they could flip that and turn that into, and then, send it later. And so when you really think about it, a lot of the strings that's being pulled behind the scenes for the Migos is really coming out of was the people who's running Houston and the people that's up in there and who's talking and connected and whatnot, and was actually a part of the whole thing that was there that night, that party with Jazz Prince and Takeoff and all of those people with Quavo there and whatnot, right? And so look, when Quavo told Offset about what happened to Takeoff, that's when Offset was like, he knew that they shouldn't have gotten down to Houston like that without his word or his protection at least there. Because if anything, he knows that, okay, Quavo is actually closer to Jay Prince Jr. and Mob Ties than Takeoff is. That's why Takeoff was just chilling and way back, just not doing anything too much, not involving too much, and just making sure that, everything goes smoothly. But, Quavo is all talking to everybody, shaking everybody's hand, dapping them up. He's trying to stay cool. He's trying to get cool with them because he knows that that's the crew that he's eventually going to have to ride with, because he already seen things being unstable with QC, with the situation that he got into with Offset back in the whole summer and everything like that. And I was already telling you guys back then, and you could go and binge watch all my videos. I told you about how it was going to be a situation with Migos and that they might break up as a whole group. and that the three might split up and whatnot, and that it's going to be something interesting that you got to keep your eyes on. And it ended up being something interesting, and everybody kept their eyes on it. And so what you got to realize is that keep in mind that everything is a revolving door situation. And so at this point, for Quavo, for Offset, for everybody, really, they can't trust nobody. And what they got to understand is that they're all moving careful right now. Everybody's all moving smooth, looking over their shoulder, trying to figure out what's going to happen next, what's going to pop up next. And at the whole entire time, Quavo's going back and forth to the secret meetings with the whole DA that's happening in Houston to try to figure out and get the justice for Takeoff, because he was an upfront witness number one. So what you got to understand is he was involved in the whole situation. So he's getting the dirty looks now around town. He's getting the looks left and right, like, hey, you better not tell on Mob Ties, and you better not tell about who was at that party and who threw this and did that, and like all the, and who Cam Fit knows and who DJ Pat knows and all that, right? And so what you guys got to understand is that what everybody's thinking behind the scenes is the fact that what's Quavo really going to say, and what are they going to really do out in Houston to make Quavo stop from saying anything? Are they going to offer him money? Are they going to offer him lavishness and luxury items and whatnot? Who really knows? They might buy him a brand new Rolls Royce, just like QC Pierre did back then when it was Quavo's birthday, when they was first popping after Bad and Bougie. So what you got to understand is now Offset's going to step into the situation. He's going to take over the situation and try to make sure everything goes straight. He's going to tell Quavo, look, man, you don't owe no loyalty to them. I know that you had some sort of agreement and you was trying to show love to them and get friendly with them this whole entire time, this whole ride. But at this point, he's like, you got to look out for your nephew and everything like that. And so that's what Offset is telling Quavo right now. And he's telling him to do the right thing and just say what he saw. And as the streets know in Houston, they would think that that's unacceptable, because a lot of people would think that's snitching. But it's like, what would a lot of people do, man? What would a lot of people do? That a lot of people's 50% of y'all would say that you would, ride or die for your family and whatnot, right? And you would just go and keep it in the streets and whatnot. And the other 50% of y'all people are saying that, you know what, you don't owe no loyalty to them. You don't owe no whatever. You got to say what you got to basically do to basically get the justice for Takeoff in that situation, or whoever it is that is to you if you were in that situation. So everybody's got the mixed feelings and everybody's got their own opinions and whatnot and this and that. But a lot of people is talking about all these different scenarios and whatnot that could be going on what Quavo's ultimate decision is going to be, and how the whole thing ends up on what, ultimately is going to be done about what happened to Takeoff. Not only the people that they're going to bring in, but whoever else that they already got people caught up, and they're already telling to get other people in. So either way, whether Quavo tells exactly what he saw and who he saw do that to Takeoff, the person who's already getting in trouble looking at 200 years is going to be the one who's going to end up telling even more, or he's going to tell quicker or sooner. And so that could even be a situation where that guy tells, and then Quavo's in the meetings at the same time. And everybody, once the word gets out about the guy telling, they're going to think that that info came from Quavo just because he so happened to be going to the same meetings for him being the witness to the whole thing. So what y'all got to realize is that everything is now getting spun up in the air. And so we all watching very closely. So there's going to be some more big breaking news details. So y'all got to subscribe to the channel, come back for the next video, and I'm going to catch y'all there. Until then, I'm going to see you on the next one. And everybody have a great day. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.